Hi, I'm Alexa Duncan, and I'm a political science major from New Milford, Connecticut, and I went to New Milford High School. I'm a sophomore, and on campus, I'm involved in Zeta Tau Alpha, and I'm the academic advisor for the Greek sorority. I'm also an admissions ambassador, and I'm on the equestrian team.
All right, so what would you say is the biggest difference between college and high school?
Personally, I'd say the biggest difference between college and high school was the sense of independence, and you're left a little bit to your own devices to be more responsible, and you have so many more like choices and options to do like on your own, and it's an eye-opening experience.
Um, how would you describe your experience at USC Aiken?
I describe my experience at USC Aiken as unforgettable. Definitely coming from the north down to the south was awesome. It was so cool to see all the different opportunities that people in the south have that we don't do in the north. And also at USC Aiken, I feel like my opportunities are endless with the amount of things that I can get involved in on campus. And there's so many different organizations, and if there isn't an organization on campus, then you can make your own.
All right. How has USC Aiken helped you achieve some of your goals?
USC Aiken has helped me achieve so many goals. There's so many things that I never thought I'd get the opportunity to be involved in, that now, a couple years later, I've met so many amazing people that I've made connections through. I've furthered my education, but also with my education, I've like furthered my social skills and so many more things.
What advice would you give to any incoming freshmen?
I feel like the best piece of advice is to have like good self-discipline and be on top of your stuff. Don't let yourself fall behind, and make sure you have a good balance of what's important and prioritize and plan, so that way you are ready to go.
All right. What do you want to do with your major once you graduate?
Right now, I'm thinking that with my political science major and my minor in communications, I want to go to law school, be a lawyer maybe, or maybe even like a law school professor, something along those lines.
And how is this? How is USC Aiken helping you achieve this goal?
I think just through all the connections that I've made with my professors and my advisors, definitely like if I have any problems or questions, everyone's always here for me, and I always feel like I have a great support system behind me through all of my endeavors.
Any closing thoughts you'd like to share?
Come to USC Aiken.
All right.
Hi, my name is Morgan Blanchard, and I'm a sophomore nursing major from Orangeburg, South Carolina, and I attended the High School for Health Professions in Orangeburg.
Can you tell me what the biggest difference between college and high school is for you?
I believe that the biggest difference between college and high school was probably the independence, because in high school you like have your professors and your parents always telling you to like do your work and stuff like that, but in college you're basically on your own, so it's up to you to get your work done, get all the necessary materials that you need for your classes.
How would you describe your experience at USC Aiken?
My experience here, I'm a sophomore. My experience here has been positive so far. I love the close-knit feel of the campus. It just feels like one big community.
All right, what are your plans after you graduate?
My plans after I graduate, I will graduate college with my BSN, and I plan to work for a year as RN, then I'll go back to school to become a nurse practitioner.
How has USC Aiken helped you achieve this goal?
USC Aiken is so far has helped me achieve this goal by just, I think the maturity allowing me to do stuff on my own and just ask my professors as needed, because everybody is really helpful.
All right, what advice would you give to any incoming freshmen?
My advice to any incoming freshman would be to time manage, like start time managing now, so when you get to college it won't be so hard, because you're going to have a lot of work due sometimes, most of the times on certain like the same day. So just start time management, because you don't want to be like last minute with your work, because that would be like a penalty for your grade.
All right, if you could describe USC Aiken in one word, what would it be and why?
family, because everybody, like I said, everybody is so close and everybody wants to see you achieve big things and do better for yourself. So I think one word to describe USC Aiken would be family.
Any closing advice?
Hope you come to Aiken.
Hello, my name is Samuel Boyd, and I have been a resident of Aiken my entire life. I was actually homeschooled, so nobody's going to be familiar with any school that I interacted with or anyone that I did. But I came to USC Aiken and I started majoring in political science and cybersecurity. I'm currently working on both of those degrees.
All right. How would you best describe your experience here at USC Aiken?
Transformative. I have been enlightened in so many different ways. My perspective of what a college experience should be and what it could be for me has changed in a lot of ways that I couldn't have nearly expressed when I came in as a freshman. And I'm truly thankful that I chose USC Aiken because of those different things that have changed. For example, when I first came to USC Aiken, the things that drew me here were things like low cost and proximity to home, things like that. But the things that kept me here were things like small class size and professor engagement, the different things on campus that I've been involved with, like this esports lab, things like that. So it's changed not only what I know because I've taken a lot of classes, but it's also changed what I value and what I've been able to accomplish just because of all the different ways it's empowered me as a student.
All right. And going along with that, how has being in college helped you become the person you are today?
It's been a huge part of who I am, and it has helped develop a lot of different facets of my skill set, essentially. When I first came to USC Aiken, my thought process was I should get involved in things that will shore up my weaknesses and make me someone that when I enter the workforce, I have a skill set that's marketable and that people will be able to interact with me. And I approached it with a very rigid, almost robot-like approach. But after coming into these different organizations, for example, being on the esports team and being team captain, those different experiences don't necessarily require a rigid test-like approach to soft skills development. You can enjoy what you're doing and be gaining a lot of things from it as well. So my college experience has helped me gain leadership skills, gain assertiveness, gain the ability to speak in public, be on camera, things like that. Things that employers will enjoy having in the skill set of their people, but at the same time, I didn't have to feel like I was drudging through the mud to get those skill sets. So there's a lot of different ways that it's improved me.
All right. So what are your plans after you graduate?
My first inclination, the first plan right now is to go to law school. With my 2 degrees of political science and cybersecurity, my intent is to couple that with a Juris Doctorate and then prosecute cyber criminals, specifically because that type of legislation and prosecution requires a background of knowledge in both the ramifications of the political sphere, what these cybersecurity problems can do, and also the technical knowledge of the cybersecurity degree to help me figure out, for example, how can we charge someone that's in Croatia that's been attacking our systems and we don't even really know what steps they had to take to attack that system. So that's the plan, Juris Doctorate and the cybersecurity prosecution.
All right. If you could describe USC Aiken in one word, what would it be and why?
Supportive or loving, whichever one you prefer. It's an environment where your interests, your goals are the most important thing. And there will be a lot of mentors along the way that have their different interpretations of how you can best reach those goals, but all of them have the same thing in mind, which is what is best for the students. It being a small campus, it's a very tight-knit community where almost everybody knows everybody, and everybody has their best interests at heart. So when I first came, there were all these different things that I had in mind. I always wanted to go to law school, and people have helped me realize that there's a lot of different paths to law school. But the most important thing is that I become someone who understands why they're doing what they're doing and will enjoy their career that they're going into for the rest of their life. And the professors, the mentors, everybody from faculty to students, they all help you reach that ideal of, is this really what I really want to do? And if it is, how can I be my best self to accomplish that?
So outside the classroom, have you been able to find ways to keep yourself entertained?
Oh yes, of course. I'm standing in the esports lab, and this has been a whole lot of entertainment for me. I've been on this team for 3 years now, and we were actually a championship team one of the years, so that was very enjoyable. Having a trophy is always nice. But beyond that, I'm also, this is actually my last day from my year as student body president. And then I've been on SGA for, I guess this will be my 4th year now. I've been on the university judicial board as well. Spent 2 years on that. I've been a pace setter, which is the orientation leader here at campus, where if you come here, you get to meet them. They're fantastic. That's how I met my girlfriend, so that's always nice. But yeah, there have been a lot of different organizations that I've been involved with, and they all keep me excited and interested, and they all teach me different things that I may not be able to learn in class, and they keep me really invested in my college experience.
Awesome. All right, so do you have any final thoughts to leave the students with?
Yeah, my number one tip or thing that I think you should understand coming to college is that this experience is for you. It's not for parents, it's not for a degree, it's not for money at the end of the road. It's whatever will make you the best person that you can become through these experiences, through these learning opportunities. So if you're going to college and you don't like the idea of the person that you're going to become from that, figure out a vision that you can get behind. This is the person that I want to become. And if you don't know that, that's fine as well. But you need to have something to progress towards. Some goal, some idea that you want to become that makes you passionate and happy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your degree, it can be your extracurriculars as well. If you're super into basketball or baseball, those are things that we have here as well, and you can work on concurrently with your degree. But you need to understand how those things all fit together for who you are as a person. So come to the university for your own experiences and how to best improve yourself, not necessarily for the extrinsic values of higher pay or a piece of paper, because those things won't last, but who you become is going to be the rest of your life.
Hey guys, my name is Jeremiah Brazel. I'm from Aiken, South Carolina. I also graduated from Aiken High, and also I'm a communication major. So yeah.
All right, so a couple questions for you.
Yep.
What is the biggest difference between college and high school?
Ooh, man, that's a good one. Honestly, high school and college, I think the transition there is going to be mind-blowing because you have so much more freedom compared to high school. When you get into college, you can choose your classes and you have to like do it yourself. Like you're going to meet a bunch of people from all different walks of life, and that's not going to be like straight up from your community, especially if you like go out abroad or anything like that. But if you go to Aiken, USC Aiken, it's still having people from like all over the world, all over the country, just different places just coming in, which is really dope. You get to learn different perspectives, different, point of views. And that's something that I think just being in high school, middle school, whatever, you really don't get to see that and you really don't get to appreciate it as much until you do over here in college, so.
All right, so how would you say that college has helped you become the person you are today?
Honestly, I really didn't really start developing my sense of self until I would say maybe my sophomore year, maybe even junior year. And the reason is because in Gower High School, I really didn't have opportunities to figure out who I wanted to be or what I wanted to do. I didn't even have the opportunity to be a leader because I didn't take those opportunities to do it for myself. But honestly, I just started to become a leader, like different opportunities, stuff like that, and it really made me, grow as an individual and just being involved in, being able to like give at least try to give a voice to other people. It really helped me grow and start humbling myself to where all of us are important, all of us have a voice, and we should share that.
All right, if you could describe USC Aiken in one word, what would it be and why?
Ooh, I wouldn't even like describe it like one word. I would say just community. USC Aiken has since it's such a, I wouldn't say a small school, but since we're such a compact school, smaller than most other like campuses, you get a sense like everybody knows everybody. And I think that's something that is really dope. There's usually a time where I'm just like, yo, what's up, to so-and-so, or what's up to this person, because again, it's such a tightly niche, campus to where, you have to start having relationships with your professors as well. So don't sell yourself short when it comes to like, getting to know your professors. Because again, this is a huge community that's, it's really dope having.
All right, so tell me, what are your plans after you graduate?
Oh man, so I want to be an entrepreneur. I was explaining earlier that I want to be the next Donald Glover. So when you see my name on a billboard or whatever, just know it's gonna happen. So like I do music, I do YouTube, I do a lot of things. So if you ever guys want to, follow me on SoundCloud, Spotify, and stuff like, or YouTube. My name is Jay Bizzle, or Jeremiah Brazzell, Jeremiah Brazzell. And then I have a recent song called Link Up, Rada Rada Rada. I also have I also have a YouTube channel called Digital Reality. That's share with my friends. We do gaming videos, animation, music covers. So definitely check it out. And we really appreciate the support.
So how has USC Aiken helped you achieve, or helped you kind of get to where you want to be, that you were just talking about?
The crazy part is, recently I'm taking a lot of classes because I am a communication major, specifically in digital arts and media. And with those classes, I'm learning how to use different softwares, like different Adobe softwares like Photoshop, with Premiere Pro, Illustrator, and stuff like that. And I'm gaining knowledge and skills that I didn't have before. And even then, I would also like to say this for anybody who's listening, who's trying to do stuff similar to like YouTube and and maybe even illustration, stuff like that, or music or whatever. Don't hesitate to go ahead and start on it right now. And the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of times when we're doing a lot of that stuff, we actually take it with us to our classes. Like for me, for example, I started learning this stuff like by myself during the summer. And when I started taking like visual communication, web graphics, digital editing, I already knew a lot of this stuff. I already knew how to do everything, or a majority of this stuff. So don't hesitate to go ahead and get a head start, So yeah.
All right, so do you have any final advice for somebody that's coming as an incoming freshman?
Yeah, first things first, if you're coming in and you want to, start something, if you want to actually become a leader on campus, don't be afraid to ask questions and realize that you are good enough to make a difference on campus. There are times where we feel like we're just too small, like a guppy in the sea or something like that. Like we're just like, yo, you want to make a difference, you want to make a change, but sometimes you just feel like you're not enough. You are enough. Just actually have that mindset to where I want to see a difference. I see something on campus that I need to see change. I want to see something that you have a passion for. Don't hesitate to do it. Don't hesitate to do anything that you put your mind to. Also, one last thing, even though college is going to be exciting, even though college is going to be great, it's going to be a new experience, it's going to pass by. So appreciate every single moment that you have on it, the stressful parts, the fun parts, all of that, because it's going to be gone real fast. And I was also, and this is my last thing. Some people don't understand that that even though you're going to be in college for 4 years, sometimes 5. Don't pace yourself. Don't rush yourself. There we go. Don't rush yourself. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people like to compare themselves to others when it comes to how successful they are. Don't do that. Just because you may be graduating 4 years from now or 5 years from now. I was explaining, your what's it called? Your finish line doesn't have an expiration date. You take your time. You may not be successful in the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day. But trust me, your time is going to come to where you're going to be in a spot or in a position where you're going to be successful at. So yeah.
Hi. Hey guys, my name is Maddie Carlock. I am a senior molecular biology major here at the University of South Carolina, Aiken. I'm from Hazelhurst, Georgia, and I went to high school at Jeff Davis High School.
All right, so can you tell me what is the biggest difference between college and high school?
So the biggest difference between college and high school is definitely going to be your work ethic and how you handle your work ethic, especially when you have to deal with a higher course load in college than you do in high school. It's also more independent in college. It's going to be a big culture shock for some of you. And as long as you're keeping yourself focused and as long as you manage your time wisely, you should be okay.
How has being in college helped you become the person you are today?
Being in college has definitely made me more of an independent person. It's made me more of an independent woman in how I handle situations in life, not only with college, but also with my personal life. So it definitely prepares you for life afterwards because you're very dependent on people in high school, and it's not like that in college.
Okay. How would you describe your experience here at USC Aiken?
My experience here has been absolutely wonderful. I love a small college atmosphere. I love all of my professors, every department that I've ever been through, whether it's my department in the biology department or if it's humanities and business, any of those departments. The professors are wonderful. The staff here are wonderful. The career services, all of our opportunities here have just been completely opened up for me, especially considering I'm from a very small hometown, and this is not as big as a town, but it's still very family united, I would say.
All right, if you could describe USC Aiken in one word, what would it be and why?
Oh my goodness, it would probably be diverse or unified, because we are a very diverse campus, but we're also a big family, so we're unified together.
All right, what are your plans after you graduate?
I plan on obtaining my PhD in biomedical sciences at the University of Florida, and I actually leave in July. So.
All right, so how has USC Aiken helped you achieve your goals?
So USC Aiken has opened up way more pathways, way more doors than I ever could have imagined for myself without the help of someone. Like when you make connections with people, that is going to be your most important aspect of college, is making those connections and making those friends and showing people what kind of person you are, how amazing of a person and hardworking you are, because making those connections is what's important.
All right, so a lot of our majors have built-in internships and research.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain how that built-in research has benefited you, either in the job front, but you mentioned going to grad school. How does that help prepare you for that graduate school process?
So any type of major has this opportunity where you can study under a mentor in their departments. You can do like an undergraduate research project of any kind. I'm in biology, so of course mine's going to be science related. It has opened way more doors for me than anything ever would have if I have not have joined a research lab. A research lab has given me so much experience for when I go to grad school, or when I go, even if you're not wanting to go to a professional school, if you want to just go straight into the workplace, you already have that experience that most college students do not get if you do not join a research lab right away. So I highly recommend it.
All right, do you have any last words for advice for incoming freshmen?
Guys, go to class. It's hard, especially when you have 8 a.m.s as a freshman, but it's worth it in the long run. It's extremely worth it. You get way more opportunities. You learn more when you go to class. Keep your grades up. And I honestly would say the most important thing is to take care of yourself. I know how hard it can be for some people if they're moving away from home for the first time. It's a big culture shock. Mental health and your physical health is extremely important, so make sure that's your top priority, and school is your second priority. That would be my main advice.